Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Craft Legacy. And right off the bat, I'm going to admit I've never seen the 1996 film The Craft. And based off of my Facebook post about watching this particular film, a lot of people love it and really want me to watch it. So eventually, I'll give it a try. Probably watch it with my brother. But in terms of this film, obviously, I've never seen the first one. So going in, I knew there was witches, and there were teenage girls, and that's about it. And this was actually from writer-director Zoe Lister-Jones, who I really enjoyed in the film Band-Aid. And she has a very particular quirky personality in her writing and her acting. So I was hoping that she would bring that to this film, but it feels like something wasn't translated because it feels very generic and very just meh. It's just there. And I feel like Lister-Jones's personality is kind of lost somewhere in this. And it's really disappointing because I think she definitely has a great vision that she can bring to her work. And this just kind of feels like in many ways, your run-of-the-mill kind of teenage girl drama. Except when it really starts getting into some of the more supernatural witchcraft kind of elements, kind of jumps the shark. And it starts off like the first 2/3 of this film are you connecting with this group of girls. This 3 girls in this town, played by a group of young actresses, Zoe Luna, Levy Simone, and specifically Gideon Adlon, who I really love in Blockers. She's in it. She has a lot of personality, except a lot of the choices and the dialogue that they have feel so over the top and weird and unnatural that it just kind of takes you out of the movie and they don't feel like real people. And they find their their West, the completion of their 4 points of their coven with Callie Spaney's character. And Kylie Spaney is a really talented young actress, and she does a really solid job in the central role in this film. She does the best she can, acting against a bunch of idiots and horribly constructed characters that are just a bunch of stereotypes, so on the nose with their dialogue and their actions that I'm just like rolling my eyes every couple of minutes in this movie. And that's really disappointing because this has elements, like the first film, to be something special. At least special to a lot of different people. As I mentioned, I don't know from experience watching the film, but it does have a pretty big cult following. So it did something right. And this film feels like it doesn't have that like kind of 90s attitude that a lot of 90s films like that had. And it didn't have the kind of personality that Lister-Jones has shown in her other works. And this kind of just feels bleh. And especially when they start really getting into the witchcraft and the effects, it looks really cheesy. And the third act of this film, just antagonist out of nowhere. Complete cliche, stereotype, one-dimensional villain. And you have these 4 young women in this film, and then like Michelle Moynihan feels completely wasted. She's smiling and happy, and that's about it. And then David Duchovny, who plays her love interest, the whole reason why Michelle Monaghan and Kaylee Spaney even got up and moved to this new school for her, he just looks like he's sleepwalking through this whole entire movie. There's like no range of emotions, and when he's given stuff to work with and really needs to portray things and do something important to the film, it just felt so throwaway. And in the end, I'm just like, wow. I felt like there was potential here, and in the end, it just kind of felt like this was kind of just thrown out there, and it's disappointing. And I think what's most disappointing is like I saw some potential here and some really committed young actors in this film. In the end, it just feels like a bunch of really cheesy, expositional, and just awkward dialogue spread through a genre flick that kind of just resting on the fact that, like, it's a little bit funny, it could be a little bit spooky, but never really commits to any of those things and just comes off as thrown together. And where most of it is pretty watchable, especially towards the end of the film, things just go and I even can tell the very ending is really fan servicey and is extremely sequel baity as well. So, accomplish both of those things. But in the end, I feel like The Craft Legacy is probably not something that you have to go out and spend the $19.99 right now for premium VOD to go check out. Go watch the original one. I'll probably be doing that myself. But those are my thoughts on The Craft Legacy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.